Alrighty, well, good morning. Welcome to Chair Yoga. I'm so happy to be here with all of you and grateful for the opportunity to share a yoga practice with you today. All right, well, let's go ahead and just find our nice, comfortable chairs. I've got my mat set up sideways. I hope you have your mat just set up straight on like we normally do in class. So just imagine my mat's going long ways. I do have a block. If you don't have a block, that's fine. If there's something that you feel like you need that for, just anything will do to kind of lift the floor up to your hand. Okay, let's go ahead and prepare for our practice. If you're using my playlist, go ahead and turn it on. Just a generic kind of Liquid Mind playlist, and if anybody wants, you can find it on any app that you use as well. All right, so we're going to sit all the way back into our chairs. Let that seat back kind of hit into the small of your back, and just focus on good posture right now. Good posture, a nice tall posture from the crown of our head to our tailbones. Just relaxing on the chair as we sit there, and then allow our knees to hover above our ankles. And if you're able to, feet flat on the floor. Feet flat on the floor. Good. And then if it's comfortable for you, go ahead and begin closing your eyes. Just rest those eyelids gently on your eyes. And begin starting to hear and feel your inhales and exhales, your breath. Your breath. And as we begin to feel that breath and hear that breath, just begin to engage in lengthening the inhales and letting those exhales complete that breath. Nice deep inhales to fill those lungs completely up, and then nice long and smooth exhales as best as you can. And we'll just continue to breathe in that way, knowing that each one of us will have a different length of that breath, so it's all relative to each one of us. Breathing in nice and deep. And with our practice today, what we're going to seek to do is express joy. Express joy. Joy for our practice, joy for our ability to move our bodies, joy for whatever things we are grateful for right now in our lives. And oftentimes we are in the pursuit of joy. If I do X, then that will bring me joy. If I have this, then that will bring me joy. But joy is really not something to be pursued as opposed to being an expression. We can just express joy without having to pursue joy, without putting conditions on whether we find joy or not. And one thing that can help to bring about more joy is to do things that are joyful. Okay? To do things that are joyful, to create the outcomes of joy, to do things that are joyful. And one of those things is to care for ourselves, to use care, not only physically in terms of a yoga practice or self-care and a physical practice, but also caring for ourselves mentally and emotionally. Because when we seek to do that, it changes kind of what goes on in our minds a little bit, that we have an appreciation to where we want to honor the thoughts that enter our mind. We want to honor our bodies and how we move those. And when we do that, that creates an opportunity to express our joy even more. The joy and perhaps the gratitude for what we're able to do versus what we're unable to do. And so to express joy from within and then to do more joyful things creates this nice aura around us, creates this nice feeling of positivity and hope, gratitude and calm and peace. And so through our practice today, as we get into the physical aspects of our practice, seek the joy in the postures that we do. Find the joyful nature of those postures. Don't worry about jamming our bodies into them. If you find that you're getting into a posture and it's causing frustration, that's the opposite of joy. And so find a way to express your joy today. Let's go ahead and continue our physical practice, moving slightly forward into our chairs, and they're still remaining nice and tall. Hands gently on our laps, eyes open or closed, and begin just rocking in circles. Rocking in circles, drawing those shoulders forward towards our knees, hinging through those hips, and beginning to just move our bodies to start creating that connection of our mind and our bodies. Now, if we've abandoned that nice deep inhale and exhale, just remind ourselves to come back to that breath as we go ahead and switch directions on these circles. And just keep breathing in deep and out. Good. And in a moment, we're going to begin connecting that movement and our breath. So that'll make it a little bit easier. Good. So let's come back to stillness with our right hand only. Just reach up and start side bend sweeps. So we'll reach and then inhale and then exhale and sweep that hand through. And do that 3 more times. Inhale and exhale, bring it through. And each time we inhale, reach a little bit higher. Each time we exhale, soften through those ribs. Try to feel a little bit more. Creating the expression of joy by caring for ourselves today. When we're done with 4 of those on the right, let's switch over to the left. Inhale, nice and tall, and exhale, bring it through. Again, we're going to find ourselves hinging just a little bit, just to clear the front of our legs with that, and that's fine. That's fine. A total of 4 of these right here. Reaching nice and high. We'll come right back to our heart center. I promise we'll get into more side bends in a moment. With our right leg straightening, left leg stays bent. We're going to do some dynamic folds. So we'll inhale our hands up, deep breath, and then exhale in the fullness of that exhale as we come through and just sit right back tall. And then inhale, nice and tall, even taller, and exhale and hinge. Give me 2 more just like that as we use these dynamic movements to get our bodies heated up and feeling even better. Good. 1 more time. Inhale and lift, and exhale and hinge. Same thing on the other side. Put a bend into that right knee, lengthen that left leg, heel down on the ground. You can even set it on the block or something soft. Inhale, reach, and exhale and hinge. Again, another 3 of these. Another 3 of these. Just trying to be gentle with how we hinge here. Okay, just not trying to force anything. You know the rules. You know the rules. The only rule is don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Right? Very simple. Very simple. Good stuff. Let's do 1 more because I lost count. All right. Excellent job. All right. As we come back, let's go ahead and put a bend in both of those knees. And then we're going to turn to the right side. Turn to the right side. Keeping the back of our right leg, that hamstring, fully on the chair, pointing our knee and toe to that right side, and then draw our left leg back to where our hip is slightly in front of that left knee. Toes on the grounds. Toes on the grounds. Good. With our right hand on that chair, take that left thumb and raise it up to the air, and then behind you. And just roll your pelvis forward and tuck your tailbone under just a little bit so you feel a stretch across the front side of that left hip and quad. Good. Reach and nice and high. Get a stretch in through our ribs and down in that connection into our hip flexors right there. Very nice. Very nice. Now as we exhale and come on down, we're going to find Warrior 2 from this seated position. We can either have our legs in 90 degrees, both feet flat on the floor there, or take that left leg and bring it all the way out nice and long and have that foot flat on the floor. Once we get there, extend those arms nice and long. Good. Nice extension with those arms. That looks great. That looks great. And a nice strong Warrior 2. And just think about those hips a little bit. Squeeze those glutes. Engage those muscles. And then let's find a right angle pose. So take a nice big inhale and then just rest that right arm on top of the leg. Avoid the knee. And that back hand, if it bothers your shoulder, right at the hip or up toward the sky. And then take that top hand and reach overhead just a little bit more. And extend and reach through those ribs and down to the hips. Still lengthening that left leg or keeping it right in that 90 degrees like we talked about earlier. That feels great. Excellent. With a nice big inhale, now we're going to take that right hand and float it up toward the sky and reach nice and high. That back hand can rest on the leg or just hang on to the chair right in front of you. And just look up at that right hand in the sky and create that space from your fingertips through your shoulders and down to your ribs and hips. And now let's flow through this a little bit. Let's get our bodies moving a little bit more. So on the exhale, reach for right angle pose. And on the inhale, lift up and reach for it, reverse warrior. And do that 3 more times. The exhale and the inhale. Good. Nice dynamic move right there. A lot of stretching going on, especially in the inside part of our legs and those adductor muscles. Okay, one final time. Exhale and inhale. Perfect. Good. Now let's come back front and center. Let's keep that left leg out to the side. So my right leg is facing right, forward, and front and center. Okay? And so if you had your left leg in that 90 degrees, just bring your left leg out to the side now. We'll do a little gate pose and a side bend. Okay, so I'm going to just hang on to the chair right here with my left hand. My right hand is going to reach up nice and high and into the sky. So I'm going to look up at that right hand as well, just to kind of lengthen through my right side of my body. Good, just breathe in and then fill those lungs as much as you can. Reach in to those muscles that are in between our ribs. And then another side bend, just on the left side this time. So take that right hand, bring it down, hang on to the chair, and that left hand up and over, and create a straight line from your fingertips to your left heel. A lot of shoulders right there. Create a nice long line with your body. Breathe. Excellent job. Come on out of that. That's called gate pose, and then just variations of gate to almost like a kneeling side plank. So left foot stays forward, right leg shoots out to the side. Excellent job right there. Right hand on the chair, left hand reaches up nice and high, side bend. Press our hips to the left side of the room. Look at those left fingertips up into the sky. Very nice. Big deep breaths. Again, those little muscles in between our ribs, those intercostals is what they're called. Breathe in and stretch them out. And then that left hand will grab onto the bottom of that chair, right hand reach up, and just create a nice straight line and stretch it on the right side of our body. Again, breathing in, fill those lungs. Whew. What a really nice way. So we haven't even left the chair yet. Normally we're out of the chair nice and quick. Well, now we're out of the chair. We're coming out of the chair. So bring it on up. Here we go. Okay. So with our chairs, we're going to spin them around. Okay, so just imagine my mat's long. I'm going to turn to the side though. Seat bottom facing us. If you have a block, go ahead and put that block right on the chair, just so you know where that block is at all times, and we have it available to us. Okay, I'm going to move to the front of my mat in its position, just so you can see sideways what we're doing. Let's go through our sun A's. We'll take the first one nice and slow, and then we'll add some pace onto it. So standing right in front of the chair, feet shoulder width or slightly wider, hands to heart center, shoot those hands up nice and tall, inhale, and then exhale and forward fold. Nice long spine on the way down, and either stop at the chair or come down towards the ground, or use that block or whatever device you had to lift the floor up to those hands, and bring it down there. Rest those hands on it. Let's take a moment right here, just a couple breaths in forward fold as we relax and release through those shoulders, through our jaw, and through our teeth. And just allow ourselves to find a little comfort and joy in this pose right here. Good. On our next inhale, set the hands on the chair, long spine for a half lift. And just imagine your tailbone is sitting on the wall that's behind you. Okay, you get a little dynamic stretch, almost the weight of your body shift into your heels. A good stretch all the way at the back and into those glutes and lower back. On our next exhale, so take a big inhale, then exhale, step both feet back, one at a time. Bring those ears between your arms, downward dog. Staying in downward dog for a moment, let's break it down just for a moment. Both feet on the ground, heels to toes. That tailbone is still trying to hit that back wall, so feel that tailbone crawling back just a little bit. And then ears between your biceps. Listen to those biceps in stereo, and roll the biceps up towards the ceiling and the triceps down towards the ground, just to get your shoulders in that right position and feel a good stretch there. Hands pressing straight down in that chair. We're feeling something really nice.
On the inhale, let's step forward towards the chair. Exhale and bend those knees, and inhale, sweep those hands nice and tall, and exhale right back to heart center. Let's do like 4 more of those, okay? Sounds great. Inhale up and exhale and fold. Inhale up to that nice flat back, and exhale, step back to downward facing dog. On the inhale, we'll step forward and sink into those legs, bending those knees. Exhale and inhale. Fill those lungs as much as we can, right back to heart center again. Good. Inhale and reach, and exhale, come on down. Inhale up to that flat back, and exhale, bring it on back. Downward dog, a little double D action right here. On the inhale, we'll step forward and bend those knees. Sweep those hands up, reach for the stars, and exhale back to heart center. Inhale, nice and high. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, press it back, downward dog. Inhale, step forward, exhale, bend those knees, and inhale, sweep those hands as high as you please. Exhale to heart center. Let's do 2 more. Inhale up and exhale and fold. Inhale up to that flat back, and exhale, press it back to down dog. Inhale as we step forward. Exhale, bend those knees, and inhale, sweep those hands nice and tall. Good. This next time we're going to meet in down dog and stay in down dog just for a moment. Inhale up, exhale fold, inhale up to flat back, exhale come to down dog, hang out right there. Hang out right there. From downward dog, we're going to find plank position so the feet don't move at all, but the heels might lift as we draw those shoulders above those hands, okay? And just make sure we're pressing straight down on the chair, because when we press back to down dog, this time we're going to take that right hand and just touch our left knee. Okay, and then come back to that plank position, take our left hand and touch our right knee, and just go across our body. Good. And just keep on going, and keep alternating side to side, making sure we continue to press straight down on the chair. Don't push that chair, okay? All right. Good. You promised me you wouldn't push on that chair. Good. So just lift those heels up, comes onto the balls and feet, or balls of those toes. Balls of those feet. You know what I'm saying. Easy for me to say. One last time on each arm. Excellent job. All right. Very nicely done. Let's go ahead and step forward and exhale into those knees. Sweep those hands up nice and tall, and exhale to heart center. Great job. Great job on those. Good. So the chairs are going to stay right in that front position. Right in that front position. I'm going to turn to the side, and the side that you can see me the best will be on this side. But that chair is going to still be right there in front of me in that front position. Okay. So we're going to start with runner's lunge. Runner's lunge. So our right foot is going to be right in front of the chair. Our right knee right in front of that chair. Knee right above that foot. Hands straight down onto the chair. Shoulders over those hands. And then that left foot back. Toes facing right towards the chair. But that back heel is up off the ground. Okay? So from this runner's lunge position. We're just going to sink in. Get a nice calf stretch on that left foot there. You know, just press that heel in without touching the ground, okay? And making sure that that right knee is just hovering right above that right ankle. Good engagement there. All right. And now just try to release the tension on your hands. So those hands float a little bit on the chair, okay? Versus putting all of our body weight on that, which means we're engaging our core and then that front leg a little bit more, okay? So just a little bit of lightness right there. Very nice. Now we're going to go into twisted low lunge. So our left hand's going to stay on the chair. Now if you want, you can always move that chair out of here and bring that hand to the floor or to the block. And then we're going to raise that right hand up toward the sky, okay? That's the reason why I want to be on this side, is so I can face you as I twist. Okay, so we're just reaching up nice and high. All right, keeping that back heel up off the ground. And we're just trying to stack our shoulders perpendicular. We're just opening up as much as we can. If it bothers the shoulder, hand to the hip. Otherwise, raise that hand up to the sky. Try and squeeze between those shoulder blades. Excellent job. Just squeeze between those shoulder blades up top. Excellent. And now let's come on down. Bring both hands down. Stay in this position. We're going to go to 3-point balance. which means we're going to bring that left heel up off the ground and lengthen our right leg, holding right there. Good. From three-point balance, trying to keep our shoulders and hips square towards the ground. Let's find warrior three or spinal balance. So our right foot's on the ground and our right hand is pointing toward the front, thumb up toward the sky. Okay, we're welcome to stay right here, or if you want to play around with warrior three, take that left hand off the chair as well, and either reach forward, hands at heart center, or arms back, and just standing only on that right leg. Nothing else changed. That foot didn't come down. I'm still squeezing through my glute, my lower back, and my shoulders are rolled down and back. As we breathe, breathe, breathe. Good. And then we're going to just gently bring those hands to the chair and set that left foot down about a half step back. About a half step back. Both toes and heels to the ground. We'll inhale and stand nice and tall and move into pyramid pose, which means we're going to keep our shoulders and hips square to that chair, square to the mat, and just hinge through our hips. Come down nice and slow, long spine, crown of our head to our tailbone. Come on down. If that chair's in your way, just move it around. Just move it around and then come on down, either to the ground, to the block, or to that chair. I shared with you last time what I love to do, and I just discovered this with the chair, is just rest your elbows on the chair and stay right there. Just allow yourself then, once you find where that joyful pose is for you, you just allow yourself to hang out there and breathe. Crown of the head falls round to your spine and relax. Relax. Don't overdo it on this stretch. Let the body adapt. Let those muscles lengthen, but treat them right and treat them gently. Good. From here, we're going to add a little twist so we get the outside of those hips. So either the hands, left hand stays on the chair pressing straight down, or that block below or on the ground. Right hand up. A little twist. Good. A little twist. Both feet stay on the ground now. Try to just notice whether that left heel is still on the ground. Good. So our hips are still square. You don't have to do anything. They're just going to stay right there. But we're opening up our heart to the right side. As we exhale, bring that right hand down. A little bend in that knee and step forward towards the chair. Good. And come on upright. Very nice. Keep that chair right there. I'm just turning over to the other side, and that seat bottom is still facing me. That seat bottom is still facing me. Okay? Left foot forward this time. Runner's lunge, the other side. And then that right foot back. Good. And just press through that right heel. Shoulders over the hands, and that left knee is right there above the ankle and just right in front of the chair. Now I got all my body weight on those hands, and so I'm going to squeeze my abs a little bit and engage that left leg just a little bit more and see if I can just hold myself up. Just hold myself up, okay? Now you see I just wobbled a little bit side to side. Guess what was there for me? That chair. So that's good, wasn't it? Yep, good. All right, so we're going to keep that right hand on the chair now. Left hand up towards the sky. That right hand can also creep down a little bit lower towards the ground or the block on the ground. Back heel still up on this one. Twisted low lunge. Just opening our heart up to the left side this time. And squeeze between those shoulder blades and still breathe in nice and deep. That looks great. As we exhale, bring both hands down, back to that runner's lunge for a moment, and then start floating that right heel up off the ground as we lengthen that left leg. Good, hips and shoulders square to the chair. Square to the chair. Let's find spinal balance now, or warrior three. So that left hand reaches forward, thumb up toward the sky. We're welcome to keep the right hand right there, or take it off the chair. Both thumbs up toward the sky. Hands at heart center, or hands back by the hips. And it doesn't matter if the palms are up or down right there. Just whatever preference. Good. Just find that calm in your pose. Find that restful nature of your pose. My foot's screaming right now. It's moving all over the place. It means something's happening. And then we'll just gently set that right foot about a half step down, heel to toe, completely on the ground. As we stand tall, breathe in and then hinge through the hips, pyramid pose. Shoulders and hips square to the chair, square to the ground. Come on down, either past the chair. Again, I like to set my elbows right there and just kind of bake into that. And once you find that spot that works for you, you can drop the crown of your head and round to your spine and just sink into that pose. Just live there for a while. Just hang out. Just hang out in this pose. And breathe. Great stretch. Gentleness on our bodies. Excellent job. We're going to add that twist now, so that right hand stabilizes on that block or on that chair, presses straight down, left hand reaches up toward the sky, really reaching into the outside of that left leg now and into the glutes and hips. Great stretch up top to our chest and shoulders, great squeeze between those shoulder blades and strengthening the middle of our back. Exhale and release down. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. All right. Let's come out of that. Got another sequence for us. This time we're going to bring the chair to the left side of our mat, seat back, facing in. It's right next to me. Okay. That was not graceful. Okay. Right foot forward, left foot back, warrior one pose. Chair's right there to my instep. Deep bend in that right knee, hips slightly coming forward, shoulders back and down away from our ears and thumbs to the back of the room. A good stretch on that left hip. Excellent. Now I'm going to turn to the side. You stay right where you're at. Okay, that chair's still to my inside, my left inside. All right, and then we're going to find warrior two. So for warrior two, front foot and knee, stay right where they're at. Back foot points to the left side of the room. Good, and then the arms point front and back. And I still got that chair right there if I need it. Nice and convenient. Either hand can use that chair. So just like we did earlier, okay, we just play around with that warrior two a little bit, and then let's find right angle pose. So our forearm on top of that right leg, avoid the knee, back hand to the chair, or way up into the air. That kind of rhymes. How about that? And if you want to extend that right angle, just bring that bicep closer to the air. Oh, does that kind of rhyme? I don't know. Chair, air, and ear. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Good stuff. Reverse warrior, take a big inhale, sweep that hand. Back hand to the chair and the front hand up toward the sky. And then if you want to release the chair, back hand on the leg or behind the back. Just to open up that back shoulder a little bit, you can just rest on your tailbone. But still try and bring the elbow behind you a little bit more. As opposed to just flaring it out, open up that chest and shoulder a little bit. Good. And reach nice and high. Reach in nice and high. Very nice. Let's find triangle pose, but first warrior two. Warrior two, lengthen that front leg, and then breathe in, and on the exhale, reach as far forward as you can. Reach, 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 reach. And when you can reach no further, we just tip over. That's all we do. So right from here to there, tip over. Good. Back hand to the chair or to our hip, or even behind our back if you want. And that front hand is resting above or below your knee on the leg or on that block if you're using a block. Outstanding. Breathe and exhale. Come back to warrior two. Boom. And come out of that. There we go. All right. Let's take those chairs. Let's bring them over to the other side. Okay, so facing me, it's on the right side. Seat back, facing in. Left foot forward, right foot back. Warrior one pose. Good. Deep bend in that left knee. That right heel and toes are down to the ground, but it's pointing slightly to the right. Arms up, shoulders rolled down. Okay. All right. From warrior one, we're going to open up to warrior two. That front knee and toe, don't move at all. The only thing that moves is that back foot to face to the right, and then those arms front and back. Okay? So I'm going to stay facing you this whole time, because you've already seen what it looks like from the side. All right? So just make sure. Now, here's the thing with the knee. Watch my knee head on. Okay, when I say like the knee caves in, when we talk about that in class and the knees caving in, see when that knee does something like that? See if your knee's doing something like that. See if you can see your whole foot when you look down at the ground. You should only be able to see your big toe and your second toe at most. But if you can see all of your feet, that means your knee is caving in. So bring that knee out if it's able to move out, okay? Just set your hand out there and bring it out. Awesome. I bet that leg's screaming right now. Let's go right angle pose. So bring that left forearm to the top of that left leg, back into the hips, or up toward the sky, or on that chair that's nearby. See, that one rhymes too. Okay, and then overhead if you want to. Extend that right angle pose. Yeah, if we let that knee cave in like that, okay, you're not going to injure yourself one time, you're not going to injure yourself 2 times, but over time, it's going to start creating some wear and tear. Inhale that left hand up toward the sky, back hand on the chair to get to reverse warrior, and then move that back hand around as you're comfortable behind your back, on your tailbone, and then just point that elbow a little bit to the back. You see how my elbow comes, you can not see it, and then it comes and peeks out from behind me on that front view. That gets a nice stretch just through the chest and shoulder. It's just a little different way to engage your body. Okay, it's the little things that make big differences in some of our yoga poses. Awesome. Now triangle pose. Let's come back to warrior 2 first. Keep that front knee bent. Now lengthen that front leg. Good. Take a big inhale. Begin reaching as far forward as you can. Reach towards me as I reach towards you. And then when I can't reach any further, I tip over. I just tip over. Good. Front hand above or below the knee on the leg. Back hand to the sky, to the chair or the hip. Now my eyes, this would be called dristi in yoga, can be up and just looking at my thumb up into the sky. Can be looking straight forward, can be looking down. Okay, wherever feels comfortable for your neck. Exhale, bend that knee. Let's find warrior 2. Very nicely done. Good. All right. Come on out of that. Take that chair, spin it around. It's still on the right side of our mat, but the seat bottom is facing in towards you. We're going to take that right leg and that right foot and just step on the chair. Okay, we're just going to step on the chair. Now, if this is not possible, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with you, I promise. Okay, you can take a block and you can step on the block. Okay, all right? So, with this, well, just have that chair nearby if you're stepping on a block, okay? Maybe spin it around and have your foot up on the block. All right, sorry. A brief detour. Let's get back on track. Right foot on the chair, okay? And then just begin leaning and rocking forward, and then rocking back, toes toward the sky. Lean forward, left heel up, and rock back, right heel down, toes up, off that chair. One more time. Forward and back, and then stay back, hamstring stretch. Hamstring stretch, nice and long upper torso as we hinge forward and try to not overdo it. Just imagine we're bringing our head past our foot and not our nose toward our knee. And so that's the idea right here with this one, okay? Yeah, there we go. Good stretch, good stretch. All right. And then rock back onto that foot, knee right above the ankle right here. Knee right above the ankle. I'm going to stay facing head on towards you because we're going to add a little twist now. A little twist. I'm going to bring that left elbow to the outside of that right knee and then grab onto the chair with that left elbow and my right hand just on my tailbone as I rotate and turn. Good. It's a little twisted prayer. We can also just bring our hands to prayer if you want to. I was just showing a different way to kind of have a little bit more stability by using that chair. Otherwise, keep that leg right there and press those hands toward each other. Feel the fingertips and the palms pressing. Very nice. As we exhale, come right back out front and center. Good job. Same thing other side. Spin that chair around. This time, left foot on that chair. Whew. Okay. And then we'll begin rocking forward and back. As we rock forward, right heel lifts up. And as we rock back, left toes lift up. And do that 2 more times. Rock. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Good. And this next time where we rock back, heel up,
our toes up. Just go ahead and come over the top of that leg now, hamstring stretch, and just breathe through that. Yeah, there we are. Good stretch. Nice deep breath, still that yoga breath. Keep at it. Breathe in and exhale. Try to hear that breath, try to feel that breath. Good. And now rock forward, left knee right above the ankle. Again, I'm going to stay right here nice and forward. So we get nice and tall. We're going to bring that right elbow now to the outside of that left knee. And again, that hand's on the chair or prayer hands, and that left hand to the tailbone, or again, prayer hands, and just rotate, open up to the left side, and breathe. Try and keep the length, crown of our head to our tailbone. We're hinging forward just a little bit, so try to keep that length. So my chair just wobbled on me, so you gotta be careful. All right. Let's exhale and come right back, front and center. Perfect. Okay, take that chair, just spin it around. Still on our left sides, but seat backs facing in. All right, tree pose, tree pose. So my left foot's gonna stay on the ground, a little balance right here. I got that chair to my left. And I'm gonna take my right knee and open up my right knee and toes and point them to the right side. And either my toes are resting on that block, or they can come onto the floor, heel above the ankle, or I find a spot above or below my knee with that foot and just press that foot into my leg and that leg into my foot. Got that chair right there if I need it. Otherwise, hands to heart center. Or let's water our tree and grow some branches. Or an evergreen tree, steeple fingers. Or any option in between. Find your version and expression of tree pose. Very nice. Find the calm. Find the calm. Find the restful nature of this. And if your foot's going all over the place and fighting to stay balanced, that's okay too. And if you're falling out and that right foot's touching down, that's okay too. All right, and now exhale and release. Exhale and release. Good. So let's switch that chair around. Flip it around, flip, flip, flip. Same thing, other side. And that right foot will be on the ground this time. This time that left knee and left toes points to the left side. Get on the block, on the ground, or above or below the knee on the leg. Find your version of tree pose. If we're on the leg, still keep those knees pointed out. Okay? All right. You saw me wobble and just hang on to the chair to help prevent me from falling over. That's okay. That's okay. That's why it's there. Okay? And then just find your expression of tree pose. How are you expressing tree pose today? How are you expressing tree pose? Deep inhales, calm exhales, smooth and lengthen the breath. And then exhale and release. Let's bring those chairs right back to original position. Original position. We'll go ahead and take a seat into those chairs and sit off the chair, off the seat backs just a little bit. All right, camel pose. I'm going to just show you from a side view. You stay right there facing me. But camel pose, we're going to bring our hands to fists and then bring those fists right toward our tailbone and draw those elbows back. Draw those elbows back. And as we do that, create length. Breathe in and get as tall as you can. Crown your head through your tailbone. And then create a little rainbow arc backwards. Just a little bit of a rainbow arc backwards. Squeezing those elbows toward each other. Squeezing those shoulder blades toward each other. Just a little bit of arc backwards. Very nice. That's a nice opener of our heart. The chest and shoulder stretch. Good. And then as we come out of this, release out of this, and just lay our ribs down on top of our legs and wrap our hands around our legs for a seated child's pose. And I'll face back towards you. Very nice.
Let's come on up back to that seated position. Maybe hands on the chair if you want to. If not, suit yourself. I'm kidding around. Get those hands on those chairs just to hang on for a moment. Right foot coming up only, half boat. Half boat. And so lean the upper body in. Nice tall torso right here, half boat. Toes toward the shins and lift that foot. Keep that boat afloat. That's right. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Float that foot up and hold. And hold. Okay. Now we've tried this before. Bring both feet down. Now both feet up at the same time. Can we balance on that chair? Hang on to that chair. Both feet up. Try to resist our back hitting the seat back on that chair. Oh, I just grazed it. I gotta lean forward a little bit. Oh. Keep that boat afloat. Row, row, row your boat. And exhale, come on down. Very nicely done. Good. Let's get a little bit of a twist. Just a little bit of a twist. That right knee over that left knee. And then that left hand to the outside of the right leg. Right hand onto the back of the chair. Stay tall. As we rotate, breathe in and breathe out. Exhale as we come back to center. And then same thing, other side. Left knee over right. Right hand to the outside of that left leg. And left hand onto the chair. Stay tall as we rotate. Very nice. Let's come back front and center and sit all the way back into our chairs. All the way back into our chairs. Okay. I'm going to grab my message for the day. It's a long one, so I want to be able to share it with you accurately. As we sit back into our chairs, we're finding our final relaxation pose, Shavasana. So allow your eyelids to rest gently on your eyes. Allow any tension to that, whatever remains, just to release out of your body right now. Feet flat on the floor, tall posture. And just allow our breath to become a natural, everyday breath as we release any tension. Allow those shoulders to draw down and away from our ears. And give yourself permission to just find your joy. Find your joy right here. What's your expression of joy? We've moved our bodies. We've sharpened our minds. We've reached in to think about what makes us joyful, what helps us to express our joy. I'd like to share this closing message with you. Oftentimes, when the world feels chaotic, we begin to feel as if it is somehow inappropriate to have joy. Have your joy. Joy is a form of radical self-care, and joy energizes us to take on even the most difficult circumstances. When we have joy, especially in the midst of challenging times, we are saying to the world, I will define the current state of the world around me instead of allowing it to define me. So today, regardless of what happens, empower yourself by embracing your joy. Let your life be an expression of joy and not the pursuit of it. I honor the love and light in each of you as it's also within me. Namaste.